Hello, my name is Young. This is my PowerPoint on Can Psychopaths Be Treated? So, psychopathy as measured by the Psychopathy Checklist Revised, or the PCLR. The scoring ranges from 0 to 40 with 20 different items, which we can see on the screen here, which test scores 0, not present, 1, present to some degree, and 2, strong presence. Psychopathy is a personality disorder characterized by persistent antisocial behavior, impaired empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited, and egotistical traits. Although there is no cutoff score, the PCLR often yields a score over 26 or 27 for those considered psychopathic. Now, this score is characterized by collection such as affective, interpersonal, and behavioral symptoms including lack of empathy, shallow affect, manipulativeness, and antisocial behaviors. Now, the treatment of individuals identified with psychopathic traits would present a significant challenge within the fields of psychology. Now, in our case, the PCLR, the 20 different items on the PCLR would have to score less. We would have to help a person in these categories for us to see success. And what would successful treatment look like? Successful treatment would involve improvements across the emotional, interpersonal, and behavioral aspects. And instead of trying to measure a person's improvement using numbers, treatment success is better visualized as a shift towards healthier functioning within a societal context. So this may include reduction in antisocial behavior, which could be reducing the individual's engagement in criminal activity or other harmful acts, increase in pro-societal behaviors, which would be engaging in more behaviors that are considered constructive, which would help society, enhance empathy, and increase in understanding other people's feelings, improved interpersonal skills, which would be the ability to form and sustain more genuine relationships, regulation of affective symptoms, which would be better emotional regulation and a reduction in aggressive behaviors and inappropriate affective responses. So is it possible? Well, yes, it is possible, but even though we know what a successful treatment would look like, there are a lot of roadblocks. For example, even if we were to, let's say, exhibit a 20% reduction in manipulative behavior, it might really just be that they are better at concealing their psychopathic behaviors. Something like empathy would be really hard to measure on psychopaths because it requires the true feeling of one person to another. Not only that, but teaching a psychopathic person empathy might be also difficult because this is a concept that they have never had. They may have never felt empathy towards someone else, so teaching someone to feel that way might be pretty hard or impossible. So there are a lot of roadblocks in the way. Well, according to a study article, Treatment and Psychopathy in Forensic Settings by Devin Polashek and Tig Daly, it is possible. It was said in this article that a handful of newer and well-designed studies suggested grounds possibilities of psychopathy and treatability, and over the last 25 years, offenders have been regarded as treatable. And the solution was offense-focused, cognitive behavioral, group-based interventions were used in this to derive a series of plans for designing and creating programs. And following up on this, I decided that these 4 treatments would be the best. So it would be cognitive behavioral therapy, which would be helping the person understand the consequences of their actions, moral reasoning education, helping them better understand and comprehend societal standards, emotional intelligence training, which could be encouraging better understanding of emotions in themselves and other people. And lastly would be skills training, which is practical sessions focused on uh, skills such as anger management, empathy development, or just social skills. Note that the use of medication could work, but it is a short-term treatment and not really a long-term treatment, so I did not include medication. And what symptoms would I be treating, or which would be treated, would be uh, we would use therapy to target specific interpersonal issues such as manipulativeness, deceitfulness, shallow affect, lack of empathy, irresponsibility. Now, how do we ensure treatment is not facilitating just better manipulation? Well, it is concerning considering psychopaths might just learn what how to act like the normal human being, and using that they might be able to score better when they're really not being better in terms of their psychopathic behaviors. That there is that risk, but we could mitigate this using treatment strategies such as consistent monitoring, where the treatment would have ongoing evaluations to gauge genuine change versus fake behavioral mimicry. We could implement accountability, incorporating systems where improvements are observable and they are verifiable, and not using methods such as self-reporting. Multimodal assessment, which would be using a variety of assessment tools to track uh, changes. And while many professionals believe that it is really difficult to cure psychopathy, it might be possible to manage some symptoms and help individuals uh, change into better and more proactive people, and live less harmful lives. Now, ongoing research is vital for developing these treatments, and we should attempt to understand the nature of psychopathic traits. Thank you so much.